In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at one of our marketing topics for the A-level business syllabus, and we're going to investigate what's called market segmentation. We're going to try and explain to you what market segmentation is, look at 4 different ways that firms might segment their market, and we're even going to try and just analyze some of the different benefits of segmenting your market. So let's start with what market segmentation is. It's simply the process of breaking your market down into different subgroups or subcategories. Now let's understand what we mean by a business's market first of all. Your market is the people that you might realistically think might be attracted to your product. So the market for automobiles would only be people over the age of 17 because people under the age of 17 won't have a driving license. So we can talk about what the market for your product is, and people in a market don't necessarily share universal needs and wants. If we were a manufacturer of jeans, for example, not every customer that is looking to buy a pair of jeans has the exact same tastes and preferences and needs and wants. Girls might have different needs to boys. People of higher incomes might have different wants compared to people on more modest incomes. And so businesses, if they just launch one generic product for the entire market to purchase, may end up losing some customers that are looking something tailored a little bit more specifically to their needs. So what businesses do is they segment the market. They work out what groups of customers there are inside their market and try and clump them together into categories, and potentially then they can try and tweak or launch different varieties or modifications of their products aimed at different groups of people who share a need or share a characteristic to try and maximize their sales. So let's have a look at 4 very simple ways that we can split our market up or segment our market down. The first way that we can do it is what's known as demographic market segmentation. So when we split a market up demographically, it means we're breaking customers down into groups according to one of their characteristics. So a very simple way of doing it could be according to their gender. So we launch a different variation of our product aimed at males and a tweaked variety that is aimed at females because they might not share the same needs and wants. Another very simple way of breaking the market down demographically is perhaps to do it according to people's age or their age category. So children might not necessarily have the same needs or wants out of a certain product as perhaps people who are in their 20s or people who are middle-aged or people who are retirees. So we can break a market down, split or assign customers to different demographic categories if we think that their age or their gender or another aspect to their demographic characteristics might just influence what they need or want from our product. Another way we can break our market down is to simply do it geographically. So that could be that customers from certain parts of the country might have certain needs. So it might be that people that live in rural areas might have slightly different needs and wants from our product than people who live in urban or inner city areas. It might be, if we're selling on a global scale, that according to where people live around the world, they might just have different needs to others. So if we were selling cars, for example, it may be people who are in geographic areas that are very warm climates might have different needs from a car to customers who are in very cold climates. So in warm climates they might want modifications like very strong air conditioning. In colder climates they might want deeper tread on the tyres to drive more regularly in icy conditions. So we can see that they both want the same product, they both want a car, but what they want is slightly more specific based on their geography. Another way that we can split our market into categories is based on people's income. So it may well be that people in higher socio-economic groups, people in higher income brackets, may have different needs and wants to those on more middle income brackets, and they may have different needs and wants to people who are more budget conscious. So imagine a supermarket that is selling something as staple as bread. The customers on the very highest incomes may have needs and wants associated to ingredients and quality and the taste of the product. People on more middle incomes want to strike a balance between quality and taste and ingredients, but still being slightly more value conscious. And people on the most modest incomes there may be prepared to sacrifice certain elements of taste and quality if they can get that product at a bargain price. So their needs are slightly different based on the income categories or the socio-economic groups that they might fall into. The final way that we can segment a market is according to consumers' behaviour, and there's a couple of different aspects that term covers. So one way we can break customers down into subgroups based on their behaviour is to have a look at their lifestyles. So for example, if we were selling holidays, people's lifestyles may affect the holidays that they're looking for. And if we're a travel agency, knowing that we can break customers down into different behavioural lifestyle groups might mean that we can target them with holidays that are a little bit more specific to their needs and wants. So for example, some people might be looking for sporting holidays, other people might be looking for adventure holidays, other people with very stressful, busy lives might be looking for relaxation beach holidays. So we can try and break our product into different styles or genres, if you will, to target people who might have different consumer behavior lifestyles. Another kind of aspect of behavior that we can try and break customers down according to is their consumer habits, the reasons why they're looking to buy a product or the reasons that govern their consumer behavior. So if we looked at a product such as toothpaste, for example, people have different reasons why they are looking to buy a toothpaste. They behave in different ways. So some people are looking to buy a toothpaste because they have sensitive teeth and they want a product that matches that need. Other people might be looking to buy a toothpaste because they want a whitening agent, because they want that award-winning smile. Other people might be looking to buy toothpaste because they are looking for gum protection. Others might be smokers and are looking for a toothpaste to help combat some of the side effects of nicotine consumption. But it's their aspects of their behavior that's governing the kind of product that they're looking for. So we might be able to tweak variations of our product, have one for whitening, have one for smokers, have one for sensitive teeth, just to make sure that we're hitting customer needs with our products. So we could also maybe break our market down, segmenting by behaviour according to the frequency with which people are looking to buy our product as well. And frequency of purchase is another aspect of consumer behaviour. So if we were selling confectionery, for example, people might look to buy slightly different variations of chocolate bars and confectionery products based on the frequency with which they're going to consume that product. So for example, parents might be looking for treat size variations of confectionery to put in children's lunch boxes every day. Adults might be looking for slightly larger bars that they're going to eat on the go during a busy, hectic day. It might be that families who are having a Friday night in might want a grab bag version of that product to share with others. And by just acknowledging that based on the frequency of purchase and the reason why they're buying the product, consumers might have different needs. We can split them down into different segments and just try and launch a tweaked variation of that product to meet everybody's different needs. Now, the main advantage to market segmentation is exactly to do with that word needs. By recognizing that not all consumers in the marketplace have the same needs, by breaking them down with other customers that might share a characteristic or a desire or a want with them, we might be able to very simply tweak our product offering in order to meet their needs more specifically. Now, if we can meet their needs more specifically, think about the kind of benefits that that is going to invoke. We're going to be looking to secure greater brand loyalty. We're looking to be able to secure greater repeat custom. We might be able to provide greater added value and charge higher prices if we're meeting needs more specifically, rather than just selling something generic that only loosely fits the customer's requirements. If we are able to add that little bit more value and charge slightly higher prices, then it's going to have knock-on impacts on our revenue and our profits for the organization. So there are benefits there to segmenting the market down and really zeroing in on what different customer groups might desire. The drawback of segmentation is that by breaking your market down, you might be just increasing your firm's expenses. So by trying to tweak and launch different versions of products, first of all, it's going to involve greater market research to work out what different groups people might fall into and what the different needs of people in those groups might be. But then we're going to have additional production costs associated with researching, developing slightly different variations or incarnations of our product. And maybe we've got to add different components or different ingredients or different styles or parts to products to meet the needs of different market segments. And that will have a cost implication. May also just influence our ability to benefit from economies of scale as well. If we really have to launch quite different versions of our products for different market segments, we might not be able to benefit from the same extent of economies of scale than if we just launched one generic version of our product for all types of customers to purchase. So there's a quick rundown there. We've got our 4 different types of market segmentation. We've talked to you about what markets and market segmentation are. We know the different ways of segmenting a market down, and it's important to know some of those different advantages and limitations of segmentation as a process. As always, if you have questions about segmentation, or if you have questions about any other aspects of the A-level business syllabus, feel free to ask them in the comments section below. We love answering your questions and helping you out. But until next time, the very best of luck with your ongoing revision.